All right, y'all. We back with another video, man. Y'all already know what's going on. All right. Now, I saw a couple y'all get in the comments, and y'all mentioned Larry Johnson talking about the most recent death that has come from a former NFL player. You're gonna be kind of shocked at the connections that he made, and also I'm gonna show you something that he didn't mention, but it's along the same lines. Now, a lot of y'all already know who Larry Johnson is. Former NFL running back. I mean, he was a beast. He was one of the best in his time. Y'all also know him for being with Roc Nation, really close friend to Jay-Z back in those days. He knew Jay-Z, he knew Beyonce, he had the Roc Nation chains. He threw up that triangle, he threw up that Roc Nation with Jay-Z. I mean, he was in it as far as you could basically be at that time. I think he even stayed with Jay-Z at a point in his career. They were that close. I don't really know what started their relationship. It's kind of hard to find that info on the internet, but somehow, some way, they were linked together very early on in his career. Obviously, we know Jay-Z got a lot of ties with the NFL. I think now he's like in charge of choosing who performs at the Super Bowl halftime shows. So we know he's still, connected in the NFL. This is not me trying to expose him for like knowing Jay-Z back in those days. We're talking about like early 2000s, mid 2000s, whatever, 2010s. He's been, well known for exposing the cabal and numerology and so on for probably over 10 years now. I think even a couple of years ago, like this caption says, it's kind of blurry. Let me see if I can click on it real quick. I remember this. This post was 41 weeks ago, late mid-December in 2024, where I think he actually talked about it, where he talked about a memory with Jay-Z and Beyonce where little ones were showing up to a party. And a lot of people was like, why did he wait so long to talk about it? I think this was the clip.
Was a very young woman. Now, I did a Rockaware photo shoot in Colorado, and I think it was during the wintertime of '06 or '07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there, and he rented this house, and we were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house, and we were watching LeBron play, and after the game, it had to be like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults. There was a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old teenage Latin girl that was there, and I think she had to leave because she had school and she had to do homework, but she brought her mother with her. So it was no funny business going on, which I could respect that. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking, loud music, and us dancing wild. Like when Jay was going after B, B was a very young woman. Now, I did a Rockaware photo shoot. Kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy? Or isn't this sexy? And in my mind, and mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left. But those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around adults during drinking hours or partying hours was already alarming to me. So
Now, there was a little controversy surrounding that clip. Actually, I might have played that on the channel. Honestly, can't remember. I might have, but I remember watching that. And there was some controversy because, all the celebs were saying that, at those type of parties with Diddy and all that, when it really got down to it, they left. And he kind of said the same thing, before whatever happened, he left. He said these little ones just spawned out of nowhere, with Beyonce, Jay-Z, and a bunch of other adults, you know, and people were saying that why would you wait so long to talk about that? I mean, we already know, at that time, you're in the NFL, you're in you're part of the establishment. You're a part of the association, as they call it with the NBA. If you speak out, you get out of line like that, it's over for you. I mean, he himself probably thought he would be sacrificed. And I could tell when we're about to play this clip right now, he might still to this day be a little nervous or scared. I mean, he's out there. He's gonna talk about it. Now, you could tell his mindset is, he's gonna expose it. But when you hear him talk, we're gonna listen to the story about three running backs who all died, I'm thinking sacrifice within 3 years of each other. All three of these players. And they were all running backs, which he played running back in the NFL. And he relates it to the movie Him. He's going to start this clip off saying, if you want to go watch Him, listen to what I'm going to tell you. Because remember, Him was all about what are you willing to sacrifice to become great in the NFL. I didn't go see the movie. I know I told y'all I would, but I bullshitted. I'll probably wait till it hits streaming. I'm not really tripping, but this will probably be the closest we get to that, topic right now. Um, anyways, I'm yapping. Check this out.
If you so choose to go see the movie Him, I want you to keep this in the back of your mind. Former NFL running back of the Cincinnati Bengals, Rudy Johnson, committed suicide yesterday. And what's strange is that they say it was CTE complications. You don't know if it's CTE until you do a full autopsy on the brain to know if there was damage from CTE. Other than that, you're just guessing. But that is what TMZ was reporting. I'm in a former NFL players group chat, specifically with the Kansas City Chiefs, but one of the players played with Cincinnati Bengals and they played with Rudy Johnson. He said that he was hanging out with Rudy Johnson 2 weeks ago and that he was madly in love. And they were even going as far as planning his birthday next week because it's October 1st. So it seems strange to them that he would commit suicide if he was making plans. And they seem that they know him better than the world would know him or I would know him. So they thought an investigation needed to be had because it didn't seem like him. What makes it even more strange was in the last 6 years, there have been 3 running backs, all wearing the number 32, that have died 3 years apart from each other. Cedric Benson, 2019, died in a motorcycle accident. He wore 32. Franco Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers died in 2022. He wore 32. Now we got Rudy Johnson of the Cincinnati Bengals wearing number 32 that died 2025. Not only are they in the same conference, but they're also in the same division.
Now that's crazy. 3 running backs in the last 6 years all died 3 years apart. Same conference. Y'all know the NFL split NFC, AFC, and then you have divisions in each of those conferences. They're all from the same conference. Cedric Benson just happened to be 36 years old. He was the first, I think he said, 2019, then 22, then 25. Cedric Benson was 36. We're talking about 3 running backs in the last 6 years. He was the first at 36. So was that telling us something? This was supposedly from a motorcycle accident, which a woman also died at the scene. What makes this even crazier, all of these players played for the Bengals at one time. Not the other running back, Franco Harris, I think he said. He didn't play. But this guy, Rudy Johnson, played for the Bengals. Cedric Benson, he also played for the Bengals. We can go all the way back to 2009. Chris Henry, 26 years old. played for the Bengals, star wide receiver who supposedly fell off a truck during a domestic dispute. And a day later, he died from head trauma, played for the Bengals. And now he has a son who is probably, better than he was at that age, that is going to Ohio State and will be in the NFL in the next couple of years. So the cycle continues. And that is something that the NFL doesn't want to, they don't want it to fall off because they need, people to keep feeding the club. Let's check out the rest of this clip.
The reason why I bring up him is because they want you to understand and know that the cult of Baal runs professional sports, especially the National Football League. The MLB, the NHL, NBA are all ran by the star of Renfon. Roger Goodell is a Freemason. His father, Charles Goodell Jr., used to gargle Israel's nuts. He even went as far as telling the American States government that they were soft on Arabs. That's how much he loved Israel. He even went and met the prime minister. And he was a Freemason. Freemasonry is the puppet hand or the puppet arm of Zionism. Zionism worships the Babylonian Talmud, which is just the cult of Baal. At the top of the cult of Baal of worship is sexuality, sexual perversion, and human sacrificing. So that's what him is. And Freemasonry worships numerology. So that is why it's strange to me to hear that Rudy Johnson committed suicide on September 23rd during the new moon and the first day of the autumn equinox. These people are witches and warlocks. That anybody who's ever been on that platform is up to be sacrificed. Just like the movie Wanted. They was telling you that there was a secret society of weavers. And they found a code, which is nothing but gematria. And through this code, they eradicate people. Just because they want to. And the only reason why some of us are safe, because we have attached ourselves to the Heavenly Father, and the Torah protects us because we are on that hit list, or once were on that hit list. So they're not catching or sacrificing people who are going against the system. They're sacrificing those who are just oblivious to what this system actually is. So if they're getting us, just imagine what they're getting ready to do to you.
Now that's the truth. That's the truth. That's why I said that in the beginning. I mean, I couldn't imagine, like he said, if you've even been a part of that system, which he has, star NFL running back, top of the league in his time, you will possibly be up. You just never know. These people reach, and their magic, their black magic, that witchcraft, you have to be protected. God Almighty. And, I could kind of sense a little bit, he might be, stuff like this probably make him a little scared, because he like, yo, I gotta make sure I am covered. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine it. And that's why, you know, like when I had my dream, I was, just like any other young kid growing up, you know, don't have shit, want to go to the NFL. I'm glad it didn't happen. I was once at a level where it could have went further, but I'm glad it didn't, because you literally are signing your life over to a cabal. And when you get older and you get out of that realm of like, you know, wanting to do anything, basically sacrificing yourself, your brain, your health to be a part of the league and the NFL, even NBA as well, you know, I don't know, you start to realize it's not all hyped, it's not what it's cranked up to be. You know what I'm saying? You're a slave. You're a slave. You're a modern day slave to these rich, powerful NFL billionaire owners, and you on the cutting block, They make calls and, go back and forth with each other on what's the best deal. You're not a human. You know, you can watch the show Hard Knock, where it's a documentary behind the scenes of the NFL teams and the owners and how they trade and make picks and do all of this. Like, you are a number. You are not a human when you go to the NFL. Your value is based off how you are performing, how long they think you're going to perform. You know what I'm saying? They take these young guys, and if they signed them for 20 mil, 15 mil, they're going to run you into the ground. They're going to get everything out of you that they can for that money they just gave you. You know what I'm saying? You're a number. Somebody said Him was a documentary. Him literally showed us what's going on behind the scenes of their favorite sport players. I mean, yes, the theme was never meet your heroes. What are you willing to sacrifice? You're sacrificing yourself, your brain, your health. He just told you. The guy Rudy Johnson, which I'm going to have to bleep some of that stuff out in the beginning about him unaliving himself, they said it was probably due to CTE. You haven't even diagnosed it. You have to be gone to even know that he had CTE. So how could there possibly be anything related to his death, when this is post, this is, after death. You can't even determine it. That movie showed step by step of everything they do, rituals. This explains why some reason they had so many negative things to say about the movie. I mean, a lot of people said it was very underwhelming. Like I said, I told y'all I didn't go watch the movie. Um, Literally making them sign contracts so their entire physical body is under their control and really ownership for years at a time for millions of dollars. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Your physical body, everything who you are, is now signed over to that team. That's what it is. See, it's good for people. Um, it's good for people to see this stuff who don't know anything about the NFL, who don't know, it's just like the music industry, but it's just sports, new gladiators. You're signing over your life to be in that helmet, a part of that association, a part of the league, millions of dollars. You're signing your life away. They now own you, you know? Like it's damn near on some, I don't know, man. You're owned. At the end of the day, you're owned. Somebody said OJ Simpson. Yeah, he wore number 32. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, didn't even recognize that. Somebody said Rudy Johnson died on 9/23. 23 plus 9 is 32, y'all. That's insane. That's all you need right there. That's it. That's all you need. I don't even need to say no more. The day that he died, just the 9 and the 23 equals the number that he wore in the NFL. All right, y'all. Thought I'd just go ahead and bring y'all this one, man. I really like this topic because football is my favorite sport to watch. Like I be honest, I got like 4 college games on the TV right now. I just like to watch really college football. It's my favorite. It's kind of untapped. You can get to watch like real football before it actually turns into sell your soul away to go to the NFL. Even though a lot of these guys are chasing that dream, but a lot of them just don't know. It just is what it is. But all right, y'all, we'll go ahead and wrap it up right here, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this one down in the comments. This is number 31, y'all. 31 videos. We already did the 30 for 30. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me for the whole month, running up the likes, comments, man. I appreciate that, y'all. It's Black Balloon. I'm gonna see y'all soon. All right, I'm out.